Day, Charan Smith, the head coach of the Cal Bears. You had some good moves walking to the stage. That was nice. Your shoulders are loose for training in the morning. Charan, it's great to see you. I know every year around this time there's just so much hope and excitement about the group that you have and what is possible. 6 newcomers, one of whom is here today, so we'll talk about Marta in a minute. But just if you'd open up with kind of the state of the program and what excites you most about this current group that you've got coming into the season.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be here. It's good to see you both. We are extremely excited about this season. As you mentioned, 6 newcomers, 7 returners, and just a really good group that's extremely close already. I'd say the best chemistry we've had in my tenure as head coach at Cal, which makes me really happy. They have me smiling all the time. Not all the time, but you know, they're working really hard, and I think this is going to be a great season for us.
And the word that when we've talked about your team, versatility, just keeps coming up. What does that mean, and how will that translate into some wins?
Yeah, that means, you know, multiple ball handling options, shooters all over the floor, several really active and aggressive defenders. I mean, we can really just do it all right now, and I'm excited about the pieces that we've added, and I'm excited about the way the returners have continued to develop and grow, and now it's our job to figure out how it all fits together.
All right, we're going to open it up to questions from the media. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll bring you a microphone.
Matthew, am I right?
Over here, Coach. Hi, Matthew Walter from The Next. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I wanted to ask you, bring in 4 transfers, 3 of whom played over 1,000 minutes at their last school, and Marta obviously played at a high level at the SEC. How have they fit so far with your group, and just how do you see them playing a role with this team this year?
Yeah, great question. I see them having a huge impact. I mean, you think about Camille being one of the most prolific 3-point shooters in the country, Isla Lane, who's dominated and commanded a double-double on the low block, Marta, you know, playing at Tennessee, a winning program, you know, and KK being with Gonzaga, she's cut down nets. I mean, we brought in dogs, we brought in shooters, we brought in winners. We have it all.
Over here, am I right?
And Jeremy with the San Francisco Chronicle. I just was curious specifically a little bit more about Mikayla, what kind of a role you expect her to be playing, especially early on.
Yeah, I think she's just so versatile. You know, you speak to that piece. She can be a ball handler. She's a great rebounder. She's a great 3-point shooter. She's a great passer. And then, you know, one of her biggest assets is probably that defensive presence. I mean, she's changed our press already. She's active on the ball, can give Leilani a break as the ball stopper. So she's going to play a number of roles for us.
Good morning, Chairman. Cindy Brunson, Pac-12 Networks. We texted about a Player of the Year candidate in your point guard, Leilani McIntosh. How has she changed and elevated her game for your program?
I think hi Cindy, good to see you. I think you saw it a little bit, you know, last year, just her 3-point shooting, you know. She was leading the conference for some time. She's scoring the ball with much more efficiency. And then it's just this, what I see right now is just this desire to want to win. You know, she came back for a reason. I'll let her tell you those reasons, but she came back because she believes in this program. She believes in her ability and her teammates, and you know, we're ready to win, and Leilani is definitely a key piece to that.
Over here on my left.
Jim McGill with Bear Insider. Charan, you'd mentioned the new additions, so you're obviously merging half the roster with returning players, half with new, and you mentioned the chemistry. How do you expect this team's style of play to change this year? What would Cal fans expect to see this year on the court?
Jim, I think we're going to score a lot more points. You know, we just have shooters everywhere. And then with Isla and Michelle in the low block, it's just really hard to guard us. And I'm really excited about our offensive firepower. And then when you think about the pieces we've added and what we can do defensively, we know that we were a really poor defensive team. So that's honestly been the emphasis all offseason is we have to be better defensively. We have to be able to get stops. You think about the close games we had in our conference, we couldn't get stops down the stretch. And that's what's going to get us over the top. I love that we have the scoring, but that defensive piece is the most critical piece.
Michelle, am I right?
Chairman, over here, Michelle Smith from The Next. Chairman, talk about the offensive side some more, if you would, in terms of you've got some high-scoring teams in this conference. The ability to upgrade your team offensively, to be able to keep pace with some of the conference's top-scoring teams. Can you just discuss that a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, it's important because, as you mentioned, you know, people are putting up numbers and they can put the ball in the basket. And, you know, not that we even know a starting lineup just yet, but when you think about Kemry Martine and Camille and Leilani and Emiya and Lulu Twaddell, a freshman from Australia that you guys will get to know, Marta, Claudia, they're all three-point shooters, they're all versatile, they can all attack, get to the rim. So as I've mentioned, we've got scorers all over the court, and Isla has been used to being double and triple teamed, right? You can't do that with us because we have people who can knock down shots. So it's gonna open up things for her just to dominate and have one-on-one coverage. Michelle's gonna be loose in the middle because we have all of these shooters around these two great low block players.
Alexa, am I right?
Charmin, Alexa Phillip over here with ESPN. This is a little bit less about your team specifically, but with the news that the WNBA is going to be bringing a franchise to the Bay Area, just what have you seen from that perspective of the excitement surrounding that? And what do you think that could help or mean for your program and the synergy potentially with the WNBA team and programs like Cal and Stanford in the area?
Yeah, I was so excited. You know, Mary and I were at the press conference, and I had a lot of, just enthusiasm surrounding it heading there. And then when you get there and you see the video of Steve Kerr and you hear, the owners talk about what this means, and Kathy, the commissioner, talking about expansion, I had chills. Like it was a really, really special moment. And I think about all of the players out there who we know are talented enough to be in the WNBA and don't have a roster spot, right? So that's number one, right? We need more teams because we have too much of our talent sitting on the sidelines. And so I'm really happy for that reason. And then for that team to be in the Bay and to practice in Oakland, who desperately deserves a team, right? I'm extremely excited. And to have my young women be able to, go get some runs in with WNBA players, go get up shots with WNBA players, that synergy that you talked about, it's definitely going to be something that we'll take full advantage of.
Charmin, you played on 2 WNBA expansion teams in Minnesota and Seattle. What does that experience, what did that bring to you as a coach?
Yeah, playing in the WNBA is just a phenomenal experience, right? Getting paid to play basketball at the highest level, I'll never forget that. And Marta and I were actually talking about it over dinner the other night. She's asking me about my time in the league. And, my experience wasn't all rosy, right? And I told her, hey, I was no Sue Bird, right? So the way I got treated in the league was a lot different, but I still appreciated the opportunity, right? And to say that I was a WNBA player, to guard players like Tina Thompson and Cheryl Swoops, and oh yes, I guarded Cynthia Cooper, right? It's just incredible. And I'm glad that I had that opportunity, and I like to be able to share that experience with my players and talk to them about, you say that's your goal, well, let me tell you what that looks like and the work that it takes.
We've mentioned Marta a few times, and she and Leilani are here with you today. We're going to hear from them in a minute, but I'd love for you to give us kind of the scatter report. We know what she brings sort of as a player, we've read about her, but who is she as a person? What can you tell about Marta, and what is she going to bring to your program from that perspective?
Yeah, I'm expecting Marta to be a leader. I think, she has some adjusting to do, just getting used to, California being here with this new team and the differences, but this is a Bay Area kid. She's Berkeley all the way. I think she's loving it out here, and, she brings a competitiveness, a fight, a grit, she knows where we were ranked. She knows where everyone picked us, and she's the type of player that's motivation for her, and she's bringing that winning mentality. And you can't have enough winners. You can't have too many winners, I should say. So we're excited about Marta, and she's raising the level for our program for sure.
Charmin, I know we've talked about Leilani and that she doesn't get enough praise for the player and the person that she is, and in a league of superstars, she doesn't get a lot of shine, but. To go from a 22% three-point shooter her freshman year to 38%, one of the best in the country last year, and she's sort of the linchpin for what you've been able to assemble. What has she meant over the course of 5 years for you?
She represents our growth. The way that she has improved is the way that this team has improved. And, I know that it doesn't necessarily show up in wins and losses, but, 15 of our 17 losses last year were to top 25 opponents in the country. So we're a really good team. We just weren't a top 25 team yet. And Leilani's a really spectacular point guard. And I think her future in this game of basketball is extremely bright. And I know that, we're going to win, and she's going to be a big reason why.
Before we bring up your players, in a couple of weeks, you guys are hosting your 4th annual Race for Change at Lake Merritt in Oakland. It's a phenomenal event. I know this year's event has a special guest as well. So for people who maybe aren't familiar with it, can you fill us in on what you guys got going on in Oakland?
Yeah, so our Race for Change, October 21st, we will do our 5K around Lake Merritt to raise money for our Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging department, run by Dr. Ty Douglas. And John Carlos will be our special guest there. So our commitment to social justice and helping our communities is legit. It's something that we will continue to do, and I invite you all to come out. If you can't walk with us, then I know that you can click on the QR code on our website and make a donation, because it's a really important thing for us, and we're extremely passionate about it.
All right, and one final thought before we bring out your players. Anything that you want to say about Leilani or Marta as we bring them up and put them in the spotlight here? Anything we should ask them?
Oh gosh, I just love this group. We've got a really special team, and as I said before, it's fun to be around them. I've said I've got no problems with who rooms with who on the road because they love one another, and you're gonna see the personalities here with these two. You're gonna get to know them well.
Love it. All right, well, let's get to know them well right now. Leilani McIntosh, Marta Suarez. Charmin, thank you so much. It is great to catch up with you as always.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon. All right, ladies.
Good luck.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Good, smooth transition, perfectly done, well said. Marta, it's great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
Yeah, I've just got to ask you, let's start with the transition and how have things been? I mean, I know you've had some experience with the Pac-12. You played some Pac-12 teams here at Tennessee. What drew you to this conference in Berkeley in particular?
I mean, I just knew when I joined the transfer portal, I knew I still wanted to compete. I wanted to go in every week, and I wanted a Power 5. And Pac-12 was a conference that I had looked up to for a long time. I feel like their game is more similar to the European game, that SEC is a very tough school. It's physical. I like the Pac-12. I like how it's dynamic. It's fun. And there's so many players and so many teams. We're going to go into it, and every week you have to go out there and fight. And I'm excited for that.
Like for you, you graduate from Cal with a double major a year ago, and now you're in graduate school. What's it mean to graduate with 2 degrees from Cal? I mean, I bow down to you, and to be in grad school now.
It's a blessing. I'm so happy that I got this opportunity and still get to play basketball at the highest level. My mom's very proud.
She is.
She actually I kind of just wanted to play basketball and kind of get a certificate program. And she kind of talked to me, you can't waste this opportunity to get the master's. So shout out my mom. Yeah, it's been great.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to open it up to questions from the media. If you've got a question, please raise your hand and we'll hand you a microphone.
Matthew, am I right?
Hi, ladies. Matthew Walter from The Next. Leilani, for you, Coach talked about you made a decision to come back. You had goals. So I just want to know, you talked about a little bit why you came back and then just what your goals are as sort of the leader of this team for this season.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of unfinished business. I feel I have grown in a bunch of different categories through my 4 years, and just playing in the Pac-12, I've built a lot of relationships, and I think I still have that energy to kind of just prove myself a little bit more. And I love this group of girls, and again, like getting an education from Berkeley as well, it also ties into that factor. And I just think I'm excited to get this season started and show you guys what we're capable of.
Can you go over here on my left?
Jim McGill with Bear Insider. Leilani, Charmin mentioned that this is the best chemistry that she's had since she's been at Cal. Can you talk a little bit about how that chemistry has played out and how this team is different from what we've seen in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think when you integrate half of our team kind of being new to the program, I think it's important. I personally pride myself on building relationships. So we've kind of taken other people to the gym with you. We've just hung out a lot off the court, and I think that helps us hold each other accountable on the court and kind of be able to push each other and understand how we're gonna, bring the team together this year and kind of flow in a good direction.
Michelle, am I right?
Yep. This one's for Marta. Michelle Smith from The Next. Marta, you're one of the new players. Do you feel like this program, that this is a bit of a clean slate when half of the team almost is new players? Do you feel like this is a fresh start for everybody?
Hi, Michelle. Yeah, I sure do think so. We talk about it very often, how it's the part that we're the most excited for. How we get on so well on and off the court, the chemistry we've built, and I'm gonna be honest, that sometimes it's just lack. It's just finding the right pieces and getting it together. I think the coaches did an amazing job making sure the people they were recruiting fitted the program and the values that we have. And the returners, they've done a great job. Like, I got there a little late because of some issues in the summer, but I was a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. I'm new, I'm from Spain, you know, and I get there, everybody's so welcoming. We were hanging out in the locker room all the time. We always hit each other out, hey, let's go get ice cream, let's go do these. It's just so exciting, it's fun to then go to practice and be playing with your friends, like the people that you actually enjoy having time with.
Marissa, am I right? Henbers and Jimmy, San Francisco Chronicle. Leilani, Sharman talked a little bit about just how you guys were in a lot of close games last year. You weren't quite able to close them out. What do you think is different about this group this year as far as finding a way to win those tight games down the stretch?
Yeah, I think it goes back to that chemistry piece. I think kind of in the past we've had scenarios of maybe we didn't know how to talk to each other or to get us over that hump, and I think us starting early and integrating these newbies, just kind of like building that culture. And I think when it comes down to those stretch and we have to make these game time decisions, we're able to talk to each other and communicate together.
Cindy, another
Cindy Brunson, Pac-12 Networks. Marta, for you, who was the toughest person you competed against when you were at Tennessee?
Ooh, that's a good question. Person as a player or team?
Player.
As a player. I mean, I was saying earlier, the SEC is a very physical and very hard conference. It's like a fight every night. And I played South Carolina, you know, I played a championship team, and that girl, Aaliyah Boston, like, she's proved us all. Like, she just has magnets in her hand. Like, boxing her out was terrible. It was so complicated. And she's a great player, and it seems like she's a great person too, so I just wanted to give her a shout out.
That's outstanding. For both of you, who are your favorite WNBA players?
Since we're in Vegas, shout out Chelsea Gray, point guard.
I'm gonna go back a little bit to my Tennessee roots, but I love Tamika Catchings. Met her off the court. She's a great person. Everybody loves her, and she was a dog too. So why not?
Right, Matthew, am I right?
This one, you have a team full of international players. I think it's 2 Spain, 3 Greece, Sweden, Australia. Just to come to a program, like this that has all of these international players, does that make you feel more at home, even though you're so far away from your actual home?
For sure, it makes a difference. I come from a place where I was the only international one, and now I come and I'm actually playing with Claudia, which is, she's from Spain. We've known each other since we were 10 years old. We started playing together, come here, met the Greeks, the Swedish, like, it's so much fun, and it makes you feel a little more welcome. You know, you're not the only one that is different. And Berkeley, it's also such a diverse place. It's crazy the amount of people that I've met from so many countries that speak so many languages. There's restaurants from every country, which is very different from what I experienced in Tennessee. You know, it's like a little southern state, which I love, but I'm definitely enjoying my time in Berkeley.
Alexa, am I right?
Alexa Philpott, ESPN. I was actually about to ask you a similar question about how different Knoxville is from Berkeley, but what else have you liked about the town? And Leilani, how have you helped with all the newcomers, just trying to get them acclimated to a great town like Berkeley?
Again, I think my favorite part about the whole experience and the whole program has been the girls and the coaches. Just going to practice every day, and we have fun. We go to practice and we have fun with it, and that's why we're so excited for the season, because it's very hard to compete against a team that is consistently having fun, enjoying what they're doing, and playing for each other. We have players that want to go to the league and that want to do something after, and when you have somebody next to you that cheers for you and wants you to get there, it makes it so much easier, so much more enjoyable.
Yeah, and just, I think Berkeley is such a cool place to be, and I think I've just tried to like take them to all my favorite food spots. We get ice cream like every day. That's bad to say, sorry.
Sharman is still here.
But I think we just have those moments where we're all studying together, and we're like, okay, let's go take a break. Let's go walk to Yogurt Park down the street, and then we laugh all the way down and then come back. And lock in again. And I think it's just fun to we also try to experience new things and just get out to San Francisco, San Jose, kind of just drive around and kind of just explore ourselves as well.
We were listening to Mary talk about how, you've really transformed yourself as a shooter. Your field goal percentage has gone up every single season, and when you look especially at the three-point line, how did you work on that? How did you refine that craft, and what's your confidence level now shooting outside?
It's easy when Charmin's constantly in my head, like, shoot the ball. And you have teammates around you that just have so much confidence in you, and you sometimes kind of feel like, oh, I took a bad shot, but they're always there to just keep picking you up. And I think just as a point guard, it becomes more of a threat when I'm able to score the ball as well, because I'm able to get my teammates open, because now they have to respect the shot as well.
The thing you're most looking forward to this season, we got 1 minute left. Marta, what is it?
The thing I'm looking forward most, just the games, playing at home. I'm excited. We had an event the other day, tip-off event. We had too many fans. We didn't have enough food for the fans. I think people like our team. We're very involved in the community there. We have lots of events coming up. So I'm excited to play at home, have fun, and just shoot the ball for sure.
That is the perfect answer. Too many fans is a good problem to have. Leilani, Marta, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the day. Go Bears. Cal
Bears.
Bears, as we take a look at the schedule, getting set. The season opener, Cal State Bakersfield. Pac-12 Women's Basketball Media Day rolls on from Las Vegas after this.